In the heart of the Islamic Golden Age, when science, philosophy, and medicine were flourishing across the Muslim world, one man rose as a beacon of knowledge. His name was Abu Bakr Muhammad ibn Zakariya al-Razi, known in the West as Razi. Physician, chemist, philosopher, and teacher, Al-Razi was a man far ahead of his time. His discoveries laid the foundation of modern medicine, chemistry, and even hospital systems. Today, we dive deep into the extraordinary life of this genius, who shaped the world of science more than 1,000 years ago. Al-Razi was born in 864 CE in the city of Ray, near modern-day Tehran, Iran. In his youth, he was passionate about music and even tried his hand at it. But soon, his restless curiosity pushed him toward science and medicine. He studied medicine, mathematics, astronomy, chemistry, and philosophy under great scholars, including a student of Hunayn ibn Ishaq, the man who translated Greek medical texts into Arabic. He also studied under Ali ibn Rabban al-Tabari, another influential physician and scholar. But what truly shaped Al-Razi was his hands-on experience at the famous Muqtadari hospital in Baghdad. There, he treated patients, observed diseases, and experimented with cures. Very soon, his reputation spread far and wide as an exceptional physician and thinker. Because of his brilliance, Al-Razi was appointed the head of the Royal Hospital at Ray. Later, he moved to Baghdad and became the chief physician of its world-renowned Muqtadari hospital. What's remarkable is that Al-Razi didn't just treat patients, he also trained young doctors. In fact, he is considered one of the pioneers of medical education and hospital systems. He believed doctors should constantly learn, experiment, and improve their skills. He even wrote a guide for young physicians, warning them against arrogance and encouraging them to observe patients with compassion and care. Al-Razi's medical works revolutionized healthcare. His book, Kitab al-Mansoori, a 10-volume encyclopedia, was so influential that it was later translated into Latin and taught in European universities for centuries. But perhaps his most groundbreaking work was Al-Hawi, the largest medical encyclopedia of its time. It compiled knowledge from Greek, Persian, and Indian sources. But Al-Razi didn't just copy. He added his own clinical observations and treatments, making it one of the most advanced medical references in history. Another milestone was his book Kitab al-Judari wa al-Hasaba, the first detailed treatise on smallpox and measles. For the first time, he clearly distinguished between the two diseases. This discovery saved countless lives and marked a turning point in epidemiology. Al-Razi also believed in the psychological impact on health. He emphasized that a patient's mental state could affect recovery, an idea modern medicine recognizes today. And interestingly, he was also among the first to use opium as anesthesia in surgery. Imagine, 1,000 years ago, Al-Razi was already exploring techniques to reduce patient pain during operations. But Al-Razi wasn't just a doctor, he was also a pioneering chemist. In his book, Kitab al-Asrar, the Book of Secrets, he described dozens of chemical reactions and laboratory techniques. He designed nearly 20 instruments used in chemical experiments, some of which resemble modern lab tools. Al-Razi was the first to produce sulfuric acid, one of the most important chemicals in history. He also discovered how to prepare alcohol by fermentation, a process still used today in medicine and industry. Even more remarkable, he classified substances into plants, animals, and minerals, laying the groundwork for modern chemistry's division into organic and inorganic fields. Beyond medicine and chemistry, Al-Razi was a philosopher. His system of thought was built around 5 eternal principles: the creator, the spirit, matter, space, and time. He believed that time and space form a continuous reality, ideas that sound surprisingly modern. However, his bold views often brought criticism from other scholars. Still, his independence of thought and courage to challenge ideas showed his deep commitment to truth. Al-Razi was a prolific writer, leaving behind more than 200 works. half of them on medicine and 21 on chemistry. Some of his most famous books include Al-Hawi, the Great Medical Encyclopedia; Kitab al-Mansoori, 10 volumes on medicine; Kitab; Al-Judari wa al-Hasaba, on smallpox and measles; Kitab al-Asrar, on chemistry and laboratory methods; Kitab al-Saydana, on medical drugs. Many of these works were translated into Latin and studied in European universities throughout the Middle Ages. For centuries, his books remained standard references in both the Islamic world and Europe. Toward the end of his life, Al-Razi suffered from blindness. Some accounts suggest it was due to cataracts, while others say it was from working too long with chemicals. He spent his final years in Ray, where he died around 930 CE at the age of 66. Even in death, his legacy endured. His works continued to influence doctors, scientists, and philosophers for generations. Abu Bakr al-Razi was not just a doctor or chemist, he was a true pioneer of science. His works in medicine saved lives, his experiments in chemistry built new knowledge, and his philosophy inspired critical thought. He taught us that science is about observation, experimentation, and compassion. His famous saying still inspires us today. The fact that God is all-knowing does not justify ignorance in man. Over 1,000 years later, Al-Razi's message remains clear. Knowledge is a responsibility, and the pursuit of truth is a duty for all of humanity.